Welcome to Small Biz, Big Wins, where every episode is a new journey into the heart of entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Summer Poquette, here to navigate the thrilling world of small business with you. Each week, we dive into the inspiring stories and joyful triumphs of real business owners. Get ready to be empowered with actionable advice and, most importantly, celebrate the spirit of small business. Let's dive into how every small victory shapes your big success. This is Small Biz, Big Wins. Let's make it happen. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Small Biz, Big Wins. Today's episode is dedicated to helping you sell more in 2024. Sell more of your services and products to your ideal client. This advice is really for any year, to be honest. And unfortunately, you just have me today. There's no interview. It's just me talking to you as another small business owner, sharing my advice based on my expertise and experience in small business and marketing. And this podcast really stems from me being an insomniac and not being able to sleep. And I just was lying awake thinking of all of the things I wanted to tell my fellow small business owners and entrepreneurs. And I was thinking of ideas for the solo cast, and it popped into my head that oftentimes small business owners, well, we don't know what we don't know, right? And we're thinking of something in one way, or someone has told us to do something one way, and we kind of get stuck in a rut. But there's one thing all small business owners want to do. We all want to sell more of our products and services. And so that's what this podcast is dedicated to. It is to me sharing with you, based on my experience and my expertise and my laying awake with my insomnia the other night, what you can do to help you sell more this year. And the first thing is reframing your thinking. Yes, it's reframing your thinking. Follow me here for a second. So I often hear from people that start to work with us that they've tried social media. Yeah, I'm on social media. It doesn't do anything for me. Or I might hear someone at a coffee shop, oh, yeah, you're in marketing, social media. Oh gosh, I've tried that. It didn't work. Facebook, what a waste of time. I didn't sell anything. It's not social media's fault that you didn't sell anything. Social media doesn't help you sell. End of story. Social media, it's platforms. It's Facebook, which is a platform. Instagram, which is a platform. TikTok, which is a platform. They're free. Anyone can use them. Any business can create a business account. What sells is marketing. The marketing is not free. So I'll often ask, well, did you work with someone to help you? Well, no. Why should I do that? I mean, I signed up. I post some stuff. It didn't do anything. Well, marketing, my friends, it takes time, talent, and energy, whether that's the owner learning and doing, whether it's a qualified and experienced team member or an agency. The marketing is creating the captions written for your ideal client. It is creating the visuals, having good photos, good video. It's knowing who to tag and when to tag. It's using the right hashtags and having a strategy. It's replying to comments and building that online community. It is the marketing tactics and best practices. It's the keywords you use when you're writing. These are all things that help you sell. It's not that you have a Facebook business account. Social media is not your answer to sell more. It's social media marketing. And really, that's just the tip of the iceberg. But before we dive into what's below that iceberg, it's really crucial for you to reframe your thinking, your mindset on what really isn't working. It's not the platform's fault. The platform is there. They aren't going to do the work for you. You have to put the marketing behind it. It's like if I go to the gym and I buy a membership, then that doesn't mean I'm going to get fit. That doesn't mean I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I just bought a membership. I actually have to do the work. I have to go to the gym. I have to use the equipment. I have to eat well. There's other things behind it. It's not just the gym's fault. I am responsible. And so when you reframe your mind, you start to think of social media a lot differently. A lot of times people will literally think that social media is this magic bullet. I created an account, I put a few things on there, I added my hours. All right, everyone, bye. Buy from me. Call me. Why isn't my phone ringing? You're not marketing. You've just joined a platform, just like if I join a gym. You have to take these social media platforms and employ marketing tactics and techniques. This is the part that takes the time, talent, and money. And if it's just you doing it, then it's your time, talent, and money. But you actually have to do something. Social media is never going to be responsible for your sales. Social media marketing, now that's a pathway to help you generate sales. But again, that isn't even responsible for your sales. There's so much more involved that's under that tip of the iceberg. So if the first thing I can have you do for 2024 is to make sure you reframe your thinking and stop blaming the platform, stop blaming the gym for you not losing the weight. Don't blame the poor platform and say Facebook doesn't work for marketing, because it's not Facebook. It's that you're not actually using marketing. And frankly, you might not know because you're not a marketer. And that's where you actually have to take the time to educate yourself, to go to trainings, to learn, to hire somebody to join your team that has the expertise, to work with an agency. And then you're on to the right path. A quick shout out to our sponsor, Keep It Real Social, an award winning marketing agency. They're not just marketers, but storytellers, making your business shine. Thanks to Keep It Real Social for empowering us and our listeners in the digital world. For your digital marketing solutions, check out keepitrealsocial.com. Back to Small Biz Big Wins for more insights and inspiration. The second thing that I think is so crucial for any small business is that you actually know your target market. Who are you talking to? Who do you want to sell to? Who buys your services? Who do you want to buy your services? What do they look like? Where do they live? What ages are they? What other products do they buy? What social media platforms are they on? It is imperative that you know this. Because if you don't know this, most likely you're also not on the right social media platform. Not all social media platforms are created equally. Each social media platform has its own set of demographics and has a set of demographics. They reach a different age group, but you also can do different things with those platforms, right? Some are better for video, some are better just for text. So you need to know who your ideal customer is and where they are spending their time. What kind of content do they like to consume? And then you can do a better job at choosing which platform is right for you and what type of content you're going to create. So often, a client will come to us and we'll be doing their intake and we're asking what their ideal client is. And a lot of times they're not sure, they're not positive. And they might have social media platforms they're using, and we'll dig into some data and we'll say, okay, you are reaching primarily this age group and they live in this area. And this is what we're seeing. And they'll tell us, well, yeah, they're really not the buyers for us. Okay. Well, again, if we know that, we can make sure we choose the right platform and we create the right kind of content for your ideal customer. Because it doesn't matter what platform you're using. If you're not creating content that resonates with your ideal consumer, if you are talking to your ideal consumer like they are a teenager and they're really your ideal consumer is a 40 or 50-year-old woman, you probably don't want to create content that's geared for a 16-year-old boy, right? So you actually have to create content that is going to engage that particular age group and person. So know your audience. Once you've done that reframing your thinking and you know who your audience is, the next step is to begin storytelling. Storytelling is so important to marketing, especially nowadays where there is so much noise online. There's the cat memes, there's video reels and TikTok after video. There's so much content out there on every single platform that your story has to resonate with your ideal customer. And all consumers like to buy from people they have a connection with. Even if they don't know that person, there is a story that person has told that has resonated with them. There's some emotional connection made. Remember this: people buy from people. And for your ideal customer to start to know who you are, to make that emotional connection with you, you need to tell a story. So if you are a plumber in your local town and you come from a generation, a long line of plumbers, your grandpa, your grandpa's grandpa, tell that story. Share photos of you going to work with your grandpa. So my husband owns a small business and he grew up in this family business. And he used to go to work with his dad. He used to, oh my gosh, he has stories about cleaning the shop. He has stories about, taking back pop cans, all sorts of stuff, right? And I have this picture of him underneath a vehicle, and he maybe is 8 years old, and his face is all dirty. And it just tells that story of a now, grown man who owns a business, who grew up in that business. And he was getting dirty and changing oil and helping out at a young age. And here he is running that business now. It's those posting those pictures, it's telling those stories, and that's where people connect with you. And then you have your ideal client who's like, that was me. I went to my grandpa's shop. I went to my dad's shop. I'm running the business now. They've made an emotional connection with you. If you have a restaurant or a deli or a farm market and you are making your grandma's cherry pie and it's her recipe, share that. Share you're making your great grandma's pie. You're making something that's handed down from generation to generation. Tell that story. Share a picture of you teaching your child. and that your consumers, your customers, your clients can buy the same pie that grandma taught you and that you're teaching your daughter. People connect with those stories. They connect with those pictures. They connect with those videos. And all too often in social media, with all that noise, the stories resonate. It's the good stuff that comes to the top. The cream rises, and it's going to rise for you if you're really telling those genuine stories. That's the marketing part. And then when you hire a good marketer, or you teach yourself, or you're just really good at storytelling, and when you put those stories out there, people connect with you and people buy from people. Don't ever forget that. So these are 3 things you can do for 2024, and they're pivotal to me. When you reframe your thinking, you know who you're selling to, and you tell a story, you're going to have a much better year by changing those things. The 4th thing you can do is utilize local search engine marketing. Just like social media, Google will not help you sell more of your products. Just because somebody can type in your business in Google doesn't mean they're going to suddenly buy, right? You have to actually give Google information about who you are, what you do. You need to prove to Google that you're a legitimate business. So let me start by, let's do a little background on what Google's job really is. Google's job is to provide you and I, the client, with relevant search information. So if I type in that I'm looking for a hairdresser in Traverse City, Michigan, I don't want a restaurant to appear. That's not relevant to what I just typed in the search engine. Google's job is to also provide information that is based on location, geographical, right? So if I type in looking for a hairdresser in Traverse City, Michigan, and a hair salon in California comes up, that is not going to help me as a consumer. The other thing Google has to do is provide relevant geographical information, but also accurate. So if I type something in to the search engine, I'm looking for a hairdresser and it's in California and it's not even open, it doesn't do me any good. But we can't expect Google to be the be all, know all, end all, right? They have to do their very best with all of the information that is put online. So they're taking information from social media sites, they're taking information from websites, they're taking information and they're compiling it all so that when you and I type in something, relevant, accurate information appears. That's their job. So your job as a small business owner is to actually help Google. You can't just rely on them to sell for you. Just like you can't join a gym and expect to lose weight, just like you can't get on Facebook and expect for you to sell more products. You can't expect Google is going to provide your business information to anybody searching. You actually have to help Google do this. In the show notes, I'm going to put a link for you to subscribe to the Keep It Real Social newsletter, where I'll be hosting some upcoming trainings, webinars. I often post some helpful articles on this very topic. Please subscribe in the show notes to this newsletter so that you can get more information and more training on how to actually use local search engine optimization. But I'm just going to give you a brief overview. There is so much more to it. But what you have to do as a small business owner nowadays is actually take advantage of the tools that Google is providing you. And one tool that is at the heart of all local search for Google is a Google Business Profile. It used to be called Google My Business. It is now called Google Business Profile. And this is free for all small businesses, just like social media is, right? But just because it's free doesn't mean it's going to sell anything for you. So, what you actually need to do is you need to go to google.com/business. If you haven't already done this so far, you need to claim your business, and then Google's going to verify that you actually own your business. Because remember, their job is to provide you and I, the consumer, with accurate information. So they need to make sure that you own the business, you are who you say you are, this business is legit. Once you've done that, great, right? You now have a Google Business Profile. But that is the very first step. And that's why I want you to go to the show notes and subscribe to my newsletter so that you don't miss an upcoming training or webinar, because there's so much more to it than this, right? Once you have your Google Business Profile, you actually have to do something with it. You have to employ those marketing tactics, just like you do on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok or any social media platform. You have to employ marketing tactics and best practices to make it work for you. So you can't say, well, people are searching for me and nobody's finding me, Summer. My first question to you is going to be, well, do you have your Google Business Profile optimized and enhanced? And most likely you're going to tell me no. Just like most likely, if you say social media isn't working for you, you are not actually using social media marketing. You're expecting the platform to do the work for you. Google will not do the work for you. They are providing you with a tool for you to take advantage of. And then you actually have to use the marketing techniques and tactics to optimize and enhance your profile. And when you do that, you are helping Google help people find you. So when they are searching for your restaurant, they're searching for your farm market, they're searching for you as a plumber, they need your services. They are looking for Michigan made gifts or certain products made in this state. You can appear when people are searching based on how you are giving them the information. And that comes with enhancing and optimizing your Google Business Profile. So make sure you visit the show notes, you subscribe. I really want to provide this information for you as a small business owner because it is going to make a tremendous difference for you in 2024. Let me give you an example. We have a hot tub business here in Petoskey, Michigan, and they sell a certain kind of hot tub. They offer a certain kind of service to fix the hot tubs, etc. When we employed marketing techniques and tactics for their local SEO, crazy, right? For their local search engine optimization, when we enhanced and optimized their Google Business Profile, their customers, when searching, could find them in a jiffy. And they were coming up in the search engine before their competitors, because a lot of times the competitors aren't actually enhancing and optimizing the Google Business Profile. And so if you want your business to come up in the search engine first when people are searching, if you want to be found before your competitor, this is something you must do. But again, it is just like the analogy of going to the gym. You can't just join. You can't just sign up and expect for magic to happen. If I could do that, trust me, I would. And it just doesn't, that's not how life works. You actually have to put in the work to get the results. And that is with everything related to selling your products. You cannot just expect that you put a store up and the people will come. It doesn't work like that. You have to build pathways to your store. You have to actually take care of those pathways so your consumers can find you. that they don't get lost. And that just takes a lot of darn work, right? But you can't blame the platform for not working on selling your products. When it's not the platform, it's because you're not using the marketing to do it for you. It's probably that you don't know your ideal client and that you're not storytelling. So these are 4 things that if you start doing in 2024, I promise you, you are going to see a shift in your business for the better. Can I promise you millions of dollars in sales? No. But I can tell you that you will start to see a shift. So I told you that there is tip of the iceberg, right? And everything I'm talking about is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to it than that. And exactly it. There's so much more to it. The tip of the iceberg is that there is social media, that there is a Google business profile. But all of this stuff underneath that iceberg, underneath the water, there's having a website that is optimized for people's phones, having a website that talks to Google so that people can find you, that is search engine optimized, that isn't just pretty, but also functional. There's email marketing. There is using traditional marketing and having traditional marketing, your billboards, your business cards, your radio ads. All of these things work with your email marketing, work with your website, work with everything you're doing for social media marketing, and that it's also being fed to Google so that people can find you. There's a lot more to it than just that tip of the iceberg. So hopefully these 4 tips will help you in 2024. But please make sure that you tune in to future episodes because we're going to dive into more of these topics with other industry experts beside myself. We're going to have a web developer on in a few episodes to actually talk about what you need to think about for your website. What are some trends? What are some things you should be doing for your website? We're going to dive into these topics in even more detail. So thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do to Small Biz Big Wins. I know you have a lot of other podcasts to listen to. You have other things to do with your day. And so just taking the time to listen to me means so much. And hopefully I have given you something in return. I have provided you with some simple tips. I want to leave you with one other thing, and I leave all of my shows with this, is a big win. That's the title of the podcast, Small Biz Big Wins. And a big win for any small business owner can be monetary. It could be something like an award. It can be a new opportunity that was presented. It could be landing your ideal client. It could be the fact that you said, Instagram is not the platform for me. I've decided that this is the platform and now I'm selling like bananas on it because I've listened to you, Summer. Whatever your big win is, I hope that you celebrate it. And I want to share a big win with you, something that I did in 2023 that was a really huge win. And it's not related to knowing my audience, it's not related to search engine optimization, but it is related to reframing my thinking. And so before I leave you today and I say one last time, please subscribe to Small Biz Big Wins, I want to tell you about my big win. And it has to do with reframing your thinking. In 2023, I took a trip to Italy. It was for 2 weeks, and I stepped away from my business. That is a scary thing for a small business owner to do. But I had to reframe my thinking into letting myself understand and convincing myself to some degree that not only did I deserve the trip, but I can leave my business. I can do it. And the people that I have on my team are 100% capable of keeping that business going. That I have hired them. They are kick ass. I believe in them. They are capable. They are talented and they can do this. and I can go to Italy for 2 weeks and it is going to be okay. And that was my big win for 2023. And it has catapulted me into 2024 because I proved to myself that I could do it. I proved to myself that I could step away and I could enjoy this trip of a lifetime. And I proved to myself that I really did hire some amazing people. And I am so freaking thankful for them. So that is my big win that has catapulted me into 2024, into launching Small Biz Big Wins. So thank you for taking the time to tune in. And I hope that you listen again. It's been a real honor. So have a great one.